In the 2021 NBA playoffs, the Suns swept the Nuggets with one strategy: attack the MVP. Joker's paint defense was so bad, DeAndre Ayton looked like Joel Embiid. Devin Booker had all the space in the world like it was a pickup game. The MVP was helpless. Dude got so frustrated, he smacked Cam Payne in the face and got himself ejected. People who said he was a fraud MVP looked pretty smart, but the next year was even worse. In the first round, all the Warriors had to do was switch Joker onto a shooter. Who gives Klay Thompson that much space? With Jokic guarding, Jordan Poole made himself $120 million. Steph blew by him like a traffic cone. This is your back-to-back MVP? So Kendrick Perkins got on First Take, called him a stat patter. Jokic won MVP because he's white. There's 3 MVPs in 25 years, not top 10 in scoring. All white. Jokic is overrated. But now, 2 months after that disrespect, he's about to win an NBA championship. I know that's a big prediction, but Denver looks unstoppable. So how do they go from a playoff joke to dominating KD and LeBron? Well, the dumbest prediction was some idiot who called Jamal Murray a fluke. The Nuggets need Jamal Murray to play like he's in the bubble, but that was a fluke. That's embarrassing. So Denver was missing Murray the last 2 playoffs, but he is not their biggest improvement. Look at the difference in other players the last 3 years. Obviously, Murray has been injured. MPJ was out, but all the role players are new. They used to have defensive liabilities like Austin Rivers and Facu Campazzo. So the front office got better defenders. Oh, get better defenders, that's easy. Yeah, right. Otherwise, teams would just do that every year. So how did they improve without giving up any of their best players? But first, today's sponsor is So Rare. It is my favorite way to play fantasy basketball. I am playing every single week, and right now is the NBA playoffs. It is a cumulative tournament. We stack up the points each and every week. So I want to show you guys what my lineup is for this week, but I got lucky because every day there's a free card drop, and I got Al Horford. He will be useful in this lineup. So I'm going with Jaylen Brown as my MVP, Malcolm Brogdon, Al Horford, Caleb Martin, who has been a huge value play so far in the playoffs, and Duncan Robinson. I know this is a little Celtics heavy, but I really think Boston can win at least one more game. So if you want to play So Rare with me, I've got my private NBA league that you can sign up for. All you have to do is click the link in the description. You get 20 free comment cards to help you get started. Thanks again to So Rare. It started with trading for Aaron Gordon. They gave up Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a 2025 first round pick. Why so little? Because Gordon was looked at as a loser. He was compared to 4-time All-Star Shawn Marion. Orlando took him at the number 4 overall pick. But with that expectation came a lot of responsibility. Gordon was asked to do so much in Orlando, and when they failed, it was dysfunctional. Every year, a new coach or a new GM or new players. But in Denver, he is the number 3 or 4, which is a perfect role. Expected to get boards and defend. If he hits 4 threes, it's a bonus. But he can't fix all their defense alone. So last offseason, they traded for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who the Lakers dealt for Russell Westbrook. Idiots. KCP is a guy who also once thought he was a superstar. After his first 4 years in Detroit, he demanded a max contract. Seriously, KCP. When they refused, he signed short-term deals in LA and learned how to be an elite 3-and-D role player. But Bruce Brown refused to sign in Denver until they answered one question. He knew they needed his defense, but he wanted to know something from them first. Brown started as a guard in Detroit, but when he got to Brooklyn, they already had James Harden and Kyrie Irving, so he had to learn to do everything else. Seriously, they had this 6'4" dude playing center. So Brown wanted to know, what is his role in Denver? Because he already went through crazy stuff on the Nets. But the Nuggets said, with Nikola Jokic, playing offense is easy. So even Bruce Brown gets buckets. This isn't a team like Phoenix or LA who has to depend on some offensive superstar. No, Denver is more like the team basketball of the Spurs or the Warriors, where everyone gets to shine. And it works the same on defense. What you're about to see is mind-blowing. It explains why Denver is unstoppable. It's not just adding better defensive players, but Coach Mike Malone has a scheme to maximize their talent and IQ. Thinking Basketball pointed out the change earlier this season. To help Jokic on defense, Denver sends a double team, but that leaves Murray's guy open. Aaron Gordon has 2 players to defend, but as soon as the pass comes, KCP shifts over to guard. What about KCP's guy? Silently, Jokic is jogging over to get his back. Michael Porter guards KCP's man while Joker gets MPJ. I know that's a lot, but can you imagine all the players working with one mind? It's like they have 6 defenders out there. So they try to hunt Joker again, but the double comes again. When the pass is thrown, Gordon is there for the shot and it misses. This is beautiful basketball. It's like the Spurs 2014 high IQ offense, but on defense. So let's now go to the Suns series in the playoffs. KD hunts Jokic, but they double. Jeff Green sees that Joker had to leave DeAndre Ayton, so he steps up. What's KD gonna do? Pass all the way to the corner? No! He stupidly dumps it to Ayton, who's doubled and stripped. Then Booker hunts Jokic, but sees a double. Michael Porter Jr. instinctively says, okay, I'll take Ayton now. This all happens at once like a dance. The possession ends in a failed KD drive. The Suns scored 87 points in that game. You would think Denver is the 0-4 Pistons. So yeah, Jokic is not a good rim protector, and normally you need one of those to win a chip. But the Nuggets make up for that by having Joker's back and prioritizing the paint as a team. But how will that do against Miami? Maybe the Celtics are the first team to come back from down 0-3, but if not, it's Nuggets Heat. Well, the first thing to look at is Jamal Murray. I said his bubble performance was a fluke. That was obviously wrong. The reason I said it is in the regular season, Murray is just a good player. Not great. It's the reason he's never been an all-star. But Jamal jumped from 20 points a game to 28. Remains just as deadly from 3, but his efficiency overall goes up. For some reason, Jamal has that it factor of like a Kobe or a Steph Curry. When the lights get brighter, he gets better. It's the opposite of a James Harden. When Jamal tore his ACL 2 years ago, Coach Michael Malone found him on the bus by himself crying. He said to the coach, "Are you guys gonna trade me? I mean, I'm damaged goods." And Malone said, "No, you are ours. In fact, you're not just gonna reach where you were in the bubble, you're gonna get better." And he was right. So I was dead wrong for calling him a fluke, but the same goes for Michael Porter Jr. People thought his contract was toxic last year. After signing the max, he had a 3rd back surgery. Do you know how damaging that is? But now he is healthy, hitting big shots, and playing good defense. But the Miami Heat are different. They have shooters to make Denver pay. They can't just protect the paint. They're hitting 38% from deep as a team. That is 2nd in the playoffs. Their only real big is Bam Adebayo, and he hasn't even been that good on offense. This will be a different test for Denver, but I predict Nuggets in 5. They have 4 stars who are in their prime right now: Jokic, Murray, Gordon, and MPJ. Jokic will be right in line with other superstars who won their first chip at 28 years old. Michael Jordan, LeBron James. So Jokic will take the crown as the best player in the world. Especially if LeBron retires, but that's not why he made that threat. The GM is trying to get Kyrie on his team, and this video is how they might actually pull it off.